I'm writing these days a cooking book. It's a unique book. It has a lot of emphasis on the way that we eat, what we choose to eat, and the process of cooking and how we attend that. And I'm sharing in this book the deepest knowledge that I'm receiving, feeling. And it makes me think in general about how we tip the balance in a way that doesn't serve us when we are eating. Actually, it's not fully correct. It does serve us, but it doesn't serve the higher self. We are tipping the balance, our health balance, our energy balance, we are tipping it into more struggle, more power game, more drama. It makes just sense because we are deep into it. Well, mass consciousnesses, most people are deep into drama, power games, struggle. So therefore they are generating a cycle that supports that. And what is more supportive, what is more keeping us in this reality than food and drinks? Breathing the air, of course, but food and drinks is the anchor to Mother Earth and to this reality. In 1 week, my youngest is supposed to have a Kinderlauf in school. This is like a foxtrot. I hope I'm saying the right thing, the right concept in English. This is where children are going to school on a Saturday. It's supposed to be fun. They are running around in circles, big circles, and they get stamps for every round they make. And that's supposed to be healthy for them, and that's raising money for the school. The entire event is about raising money, of course. But they come out with the idea that it's serving the children because it's healthy to make sports. What kind of food do they sell in this event? Sugary cakes, French fries, and ham hot dogs. That's what they are selling on these events. So they are letting kids running around in the name of health do sports, and then they pump sugar and fat in their body. It's ridiculous. But that's the cycle that we are creating out of misunderstanding or out of a lack of knowingness. And the food is serving to keep us in the cycle. We are eating unhealthy, and then we need to do more sports. That's what we tell us. That's what the doctor tells us. Do sports. But what is sport? It's just a replacement for war. Because what we teach in sports and what we are taught in sports is about competition, which is the basics of war. In war, it's about competition. It's about one side winning, the other side losing, and the winner takes it all. Literally it all, because in war, the enemy dies. The enemy loses everything. So, thanks to the Greek, the invention of sports helped throughout the history of mankind, reduce violence, reduce people going out to war. They needed to let that out. They needed an outlet of energy, aggressive energy, and they could have done it in sports. They destroyed their enemy in a competition rather than in real life. Over 2,000 years later, we are still doing it. And not only this, we are teaching the children that this is what society is based on. Eliminating the competition. Being first. There is no second. It's either first and everybody else are just losers. Nobody remembers second place. Nobody wants to be second place. If you guys have watched World Cup in any kind, the loser of the finals gets a silver medal and is not happy. He's sad. I often think it's better getting the bronze medal in the Olympics because at least you won your final fight. The silver medal sports or athlete is basically a loser. It's just a sad person. And that's what we teach in school. And in society and in sports, we teach to fight, to win, to even be unfair to the opponent, just to win. We are teaching about separation. The school system, the government, economy, even culture teaches the next generation that there is a separation between me and the rest of the world, and I need to ensure and secure my survival by being first. And that strong belief creates a cycle. And in that cycle, we are practically finding a way to nourish the body to keep on staying in that cycle of win and lose. Therefore, what society starts to see nowadays and what it's calling unhealthy nourishment. Science is starting to pick up and people are starting to wake up and to understand sugar keeps the brain in a loop. Meat keeps the body heavy. Fat keeps the body fat. So I'm really grateful when I'm seeing more and more people orienting themselves towards vegan lifestyle, starting to understand the concepts of no plastic, natural products. Because this is a way to break through the vicious circle. It needs to come from a place of knowingness, not only doing it because I want to save the dolphins or I care about animals. This is very important, of course. I don't take it lightly. But I believe a person needs to embrace a bigger understanding and to make it a belief system. That it's not only about the animals, it's about how we as a society live our lives. And we are feeding a vicious circle of separation, of win or lose, of doing anything for winning, because it's either that or I'm a loser, or I don't have enough. And there's so much, since I have made these shifts in my life, about how I perceive life, about understanding that any situation can be a win-win situation, about orientating my eating process or the way that I eat towards vegan. My life has changed, and that change has created a different cycle. And in that cycle I see how everything is possible and how we can all live together in that and have absolutely no wars, because there is no lack. I see how much we consume, people around me, even my own children. So much unnecessary stuff. Since I've started that process, I'm consuming less and less. I don't need so much. I don't need so often new shoes or new clothes. I don't need to eat so much. I eat less, and I'm feeling more healthy and more strong. I am capable at the age of 42 physically to perform physical movements and things like standing on my head or making a cartwheel, things that I wasn't able when I was a child or a teenager. When I get the chance to play tennis or basketball or soccer, I'm amazed at things that I suddenly can do out of what seems to be nowhere. And it has no physical explanation to it. At the age of 42, things that at the age of 14 and 16 I wasn't able to do. Well, the balance is shifted. The balance is shifted in life. And I'm seeing how I'm consuming less. It makes me feel better. And let's just keep that as a thought circle for a second. What does it mean to consume less? It doesn't only mean spending less money, which means in return not needing to earn so much money, which means in return having more time, less work, more time for creativity. It means also less products. If I consume less, then demand and request on a general basis has to shift, has to change itself. If more and more people start to consume less, not out of forcing themselves, but out of the understanding, out of a real understanding, out of getting to the point that they really need less, then the natural balance of request and provide will shift, and things will be less manufactured, especially mass manufacture would have to reduce, because there would be no people or much less people to purchase it. There will be less garbage. Everything would shift. Machinery and people and ideas that are being used in that aspect of life, in producing mass production, will have to shift. New jobs will have to be created. New machinery or we will just use our energy differently. We won't put it anymore in mass production. We will put the energy somewhere else, in a higher state of consciousness, to support a higher state of consciousness. And this will happen naturally. We don't need to push it. Just each of us to come to that feeling and knowingness. And things will shift by themselves as they do every day. And sports will come to an end. Because people will not have the need to compete. They would live a better life, consuming less. They will have more respect for themselves and for anybody else. And there will be no concept of having an opponent, of having to strive for having more than the next person. There will be no concept of there's a lack. What a world will be. And it's already here, starting to gain momentum.